I'm Leigh-Chantelle from Viva.net, and today I'm here with Jasmin Singer and Mariann Sullivan, and they run Our Hen House, and we're going to talk about that today. How are you, ladies?
So excited to talk about Our Hen House with you.
Yeah, great.
I loved your hair thing.
Thank you. It's all about the accessories.
You're always accessorizing. You're like my accessory hero.
Exactly, yeah. Why not? Someone's got to do it.
Exactly.
So tell me about Our Hen House.
Our Hen House is a multimedia hive of opportunities for people who are interested in getting further involved with changing the world for animals. So we're a nonprofit. We're based here in New York City, but we're mainly virtual. We have a weekly podcast, which is on iTunes. We have like our 83rd episode coming out for that.
That's cool.
It's really cool. We love it. And we have a daily blog. Every day we publish different ideas for people who want to get involved with changing the world in their own way. Because as you know, and as you always talk about, there is a way in for everyone to get involved with changing the world for animals.
And it's just finding out what your passions are, or what your skills are, and utilizing it.
And what you enjoy.
And what you
should
enjoy.
only be doing what they really love to do. And there's so many things to do that everyone can find the right thing for them.
Exactly. So what do you enjoy, Mariann?
Well, I wouldn't say I necessarily enjoy the law, but that is kind of my area of expertise. And I think I found ways to, as a lawyer long before I became interested in animals. And I worked at a court, but still, so I started to teach. And that's a perfect way for somebody who couldn't practice animal law to really become involved. And I also did some writing. So that was my way in. And I think I really used my skills well. But regardless of whether you have a professional expertise that you can use to help animals, or whether you're doing it on the side, you can definitely find your own way. Whether it's cooking or vegetarian outreach or dietary advice for people, if you have an expertise in that, or just almost anything, whatever it is you do, there's some way you can use that to change the world for animals.
We have a strong focus on the arts also, and we just think that that's a really under-examined area in terms of bridging it with advocacy.
So as in like paintings?
Anything,
Yes.
exactly, all of the above. So we have an Art of the Animal section where we feature artists who speak up for animals through their art form, and so we love the arts. That's what my background is in, so it's fun to be able to bridge that with activism. And we have a strong focus on academia also. There's a lot
Which is
happening.
a good balance.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. I don't know how it is in Australia right now, but here in the United States there's a lot going on with new animal programs coming into colleges, both in law schools and undergraduate, so it's exciting.
There's not as much coming into schools and colleges and higher education as over here, like really strong with that. But there's a lot of different people trying to get involved with in so many different areas, and I think it's just streamlining it. I think better, and giving people maybe people who've done certain things, giving them other people's the skill sets to keep going with it, or sharing their advice that you guys do.
So that could be a great direction.
And it all grows on each other. As one person starts teaching you an animal studies course in their school, it starts to dawn on people that animals are like an integral part of virtually every aspect of human existence. And there are ways to study animals, whether it's science or literature or art or anything, has enormous amount to be said about the meaning that animals have in human existence. So once one person starts to do it, other people become interested too, especially in academia, where people are always looking for new ways to look at the world, and new courses to teach that will interest students. And I think that so much of that is student-driven. It's the students who ask for the courses rather than the professors trying to foist it upon them, which is a great thing for education, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need, isn't it? And so why did you become vegan in the first place, Mariann?
Well, it was a long time ago, so I'll try to remember, but it was a dog. That was what started me on my journey. I had a dog for the first time in my life. That was really my dog, and I started to look at him and notice that there was a lot more going on. I loved him as I got to know him better. There was so much more going on than I had ever realized, and it started me thinking. One thought leads to another, as we all know. And we end up, because it's just it really truly is a slippery slope. Once you start thinking about animals and realizing how real they are and how important they are and how much is going on in each of them, you want to do more. You find out what's going on and what's happening to them, and the nightmare that we've turned our world into, and you really want to do more. So it was just a random comment by a kind of casual acquaintance.
one thing. I think that's important to remember when we're just out fighting the good fight, is that we never really know where our words or our behavior will lead people.
Words are very powerful, and to keep, for me, it's like keeping the positive aspect out there, and with you ladies as well, and just educating people as much as you can in so many different areas. Why did you become vegan?
I was already an activist, but more in the AIDS awareness area. And I was a vegetarian for a long time, and one day I saw footage of factory farming. It was actually Marisa Miller-Wolfson, who had just become vegan herself, who showed me some footage, and I thought, okay, well, obviously this is the next step for me, and I went vegan immediately and devoted my life not only to changing my diet, but to becoming that most beloved entity, the outspoken vegan.
Yes, we all love that.
Decided to.
We all love your outspoken.
Not everyone does.
Who cares about them?
they're just feeling guilty.
But
right?
again, I think there's a lesson to be learned there. Just like for me, it was just a random comment.
Yeah.
It's a lesson that we should never hesitate to say why we eat the way we do.
Yeah.
Because you never know who might be listening. And even though people do not want to see that footage, we should try to get them to watch it. Because it changes people. It doesn't change everybody, not right off the bat. But some people it does.
It's all about planting seeds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you don't know that all of them are going to grow. And
No,
you may never know which of them do, but just keep planting them.
Can we talk about my grandma?
Yeah.
My grandma went vegetarian last year at the age of 86.
Yeah, great.
She's 87 now. She's like a fabulous activist in her old people community. And the reason that she's
cool.
My whole family, for the most part, is vegan except for my brother. Go vegan, Jeremy! Now he's vegan.
Yeah, cool. Good on you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
He always watches Leigh-Chantelle too, so I
Well, now he is. Anyway, but of course, the one thing that made my grandma go veg was reading a letter that Mariann had published in the New York Times about, what does this do to us as a culture when we just ignore the animals that are on our plate, as Carol Adams would call it, the absent reference, And
Sounds like a good article.
It was
just a letter. It was in response to an article on the link between violence to animals and domestic violence, and it was just pointing out, well, there's much, much more violence to animals that we're ignoring in our culture, which is damaging. I mean, it does damage people. They're in denial all the time about violence, which is not a healthy place to be.
And just consuming that aggression and everything that's within you.
Exactly.
That's hard.
It's really unbelievable, and it just also goes to show you that my grandma at age 86 had been aware of these issues for a long time because we'd been vegan, and it was this letter that ultimately did it. It gives me hope to think that sometimes people are just reached in those unexpected ways.
Definitely. And at 86, 87, still got time.
Never too late.
Never give up
never
for
too
it on
late.
anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And so what are both of your plans for the future with Our Hen House?
Well, we really hope to continue to grow the hive that it is right now. We'd like to revamp our website and become more like an online magazine, sort of.
Because it's kind of hard to keep up with all the things that are going on.
Yeah, it's very hard.
We just have to become bigger as the things that are going on are becoming bigger and more exciting.
Yeah, we have a lot of things, a lot of components to our website, including the daily blog. We have a video production unit. We have guest reviewers sometimes. We'd really like to more prominently feature that. And really continue to become a place to find our way to change the world for animals, which is our tagline, but it's also
and your
what
bag.
we believe in. And our bag.
And your tote.
Yeah, our tote bag right here. Thanks. I don't know if you're getting
Good
it.
segue.
Yeah, exactly. They're all ethically sourced and vegan made, and they're available on our website, which is ourhenhouse.org. And because
it doesn't come crammed full
it
of
doesn't
crap.
come with our shit in it. Am I allowed to say shit on your?
Yeah.
I just said shit 3 times now. Well, shit 4 times. Anyway, so because we're a non-profit, we really rely on things like that to support us in that way. But our new online magazine, I think it's really exciting to be growing in that direction and get more guest writers and get more thought pieces and more multimedia content. There's so much going on. Even we started Our Hen House in January 2010. Things have changed so much, both in terms of awareness and the availability of activist resources.
We meet so many people whose And we've been going to a lot of veg fests, a lot of AR events. So many people who say they've gone vegan in the last year.
Yeah. Wow.
So many, and that didn't used to happen. You used to meet people who had been doing this for a long time, and every once in a while you meet a new. But now everybody you meet say, "Yeah, oh yeah, I just went vegan."
Because it's
vegan a
cool
year
at the
ago.
moment, isn't it? Supposedly.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You get the kids who are going vegan because it's cool or because it's healthy, and then bam, you get them with the reasons why this is the most ethical decision.
Yeah,
they
once
made.
people like get it out of their diet, I think it's so much easier for them to see.
Yeah, the truth. Exactly. And that's down to us, isn't it? To educate everyone all the time.
Exactly.
So if you want to get educated more, check out ourhenhouse.org
Yes.
for more information. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, Jasmin.
Thank you.
And see vivalavegan.net for more interviews with inspiring vegans.